I consider myself an expert of Chinese culture. In every aspect of Chinese culture, you have opportunity to agree to disagree, or you have to show up to disagree in order to agree. This is a catch-22 issue, or there's some kind of a paradox behind every aspect of Chinese culture in the sense that you either like it or you dislike it, approve it or disapprove it. I mean, in 2,000 years of Chinese history, you can pinpoint every small things which is evil of the extreme, and in the meantime, it is a virtue. Take, for example, the Chinese women's foot binding. I have an American friend, he's a scholar, he wrote a book about Chinese foot binding, and he talked very much in depth, and this book is just one of the numerous books that discuss about Chinese foot binding. In Chinese word is 缠足. 缠 means you fold up, you bind something, it's like a cocoon. 缠 has the same phonetic word of cocoon. So you make your foot like a cocoon. Sometimes, we have a Chinese phrase that says something as stinking as a Chinese woman's bang feet, because the rope that bound the feet need to be washed every day, but of course it is not possible. You have to unbind it, right? But most people have to unbind it every day and wash it, and it smells and stink, like what a lot of anti-Chinese people consider Chinese culture so stinking. Smells. Now, let me tell you why there are numerous books about why Chinese women, and those are aristocrats, not the farmers, people who can afford, good, rich family, can afford to start binding a young girl, start at the age of 6 or 8, 7, and not the farmers. Why you torture? Why Chinese men torture their mother, sisters, and their female relatives to do this? And you do not see a lot of reactionists or people who refuse to do that. Of course, except the good fortune that falls on the families of the Qin dynasty loyalties, because they were Manchus. Manchu people, Manchu girls, they wear some kind of a cup shoes. And when they walk the cup shoe, it has the same effect of a woman who wear bang feet. Now, you look at the Chinese women wearing bang feet or the Manchurian cup shoes. When they walk like with some kind of a very graceful posture. It's like a willow flowing in the wind, so graceful that a lot of poets and a lot of people with good intention will think that bang feet is primarily for aesthetic purpose, to make women look better, look good. Of course, I will not exclude another theory which says that those are for sexual purposes, because bang feet women, they act much better than ordinary women in the bed. There's a Dutch scholar, Van Gulik. He wrote Erotic History of Chinese in much length, and that book is primarily good reference for people who want to consider about the erotic purpose of everything in Chinese. Actually, everything in Chinese has erotic purpose. You can think the Chinese are so sexy, right? Even eating. You eat for the purpose of what? Increasing your men's potency, or maybe women's potency in sex. Now, let me come back to my issue. I consider myself one of those few who really knows the reason why for 2,000 years, half of Chinese humanity, or maybe a large percentage of Chinese humanity, accept this custom of forcing women to bind their feet. Okay. My theory is they have very important life-saving purpose because the mortality of childbirth in history of China very high. Women, one of the most risky period in a woman's life in China is childbearing. The baby die even in the stomach before they were born or after they were born, and women suffer bleeding, this and that, and they die. So some smart person think of a device to exercise the woman, to prevent the woman's body from being so vulnerable to subject themselves to this attack of childbirth. Now, if you look at Chinese women walk gracefully on either the Manchurian cup feet or Manchurian women's cup feet or bound feet of the Han people, you admire the woman's tenacity because it compares to practicing Tai Chi, practicing acrobatic walk 100 times a day or every minute of the day when the woman walks. It's very difficult. If you don't believe a man, why don't you step up your foot like a ballet dancer and walk 10 steps, right? It is the same. It is the same like a woman walking on a ballet shoes for the whole day, man, not 10 minutes. And that kind of a strenuous exercise will make women so strong. Most of the women who were bound feet live to be more than 90 years old. You don't believe it? There are at least 100 YouTube showing the good points, bad points of bound feet. And most of the women sampled, look, nowadays, even they're still alive. If those are alive, must be 100 years old. There's a village in China, in the southeastern part of China, and they show all these bound feet, women with bound feet. They play sword dance, acrobatic dance, just like any Olympic athletes. And they can even ride bicycles, of course. So let me tell you, to approach Chinese civilization, you have to disagree to agree, or agree to disagree, like me. Of course, I don't like this practice. I don't want to see my female members of my family do that, because it is not necessary, because the medical conditions are much better now, so that women don't have to die on the bed of childbirth. The labor that is vital, mortality of labor in women decreased. But look back in the history. How do you think about much better welfare for women than have them do the bound feet? Okay? Believe me, and you can, of course, you can laugh at me. But I'm one of those few who know the virtue. If you don't believe me, you do it, okay? Fuck, you go to do it, man. You walk like a ballet dancer 10 hours a day. You do your kitchen work, even go to the farm, go to the well to get the water, and see how you feel, okay? Okay, those who have some critical comments about Chinese banh feet can come to me. I'm argue with you. Before you come to me, you practice ballet dance for 10 hours a day. Banh feet women on banh feet or the Manchurian cup foot, they do exactly what I said, okay? Thank you for listening.